I'm Dan Mall. I'm a creative director and a founder of my own design collaborative in Philly called Super Friendly. I've been really lucky to work with all the people that I have, and they're all so generous. And I think maybe that's maybe the best thing that I can take from it, and maybe the best thing that I can pay forward to is generosity. I think all of those people are incredible in what they do and what they've done, but I think more so what stands out even above that is just how generous they are in terms of sharing. I think I grew up in the web in a culture of sharing, which is why I do what I do, is speaking at conferences and writing blog posts and teaching, and is because people did that for me, and I wouldn't be where I am today had they not done that, both publicly and directly with me. And so I feel like it's all I can do to kind of pay that forward. So Super Friendly is almost 7 years in the making. That's longer than I've done anything. I've always worked jobs for about 3 or 4 years at a time. So Super Friendly is great. It's doing great. I think we're working with clients that are adventurous, and I think that's one of the things that I've always wanted to do, is with clients that want to take risks. And sometimes that risk is doing something ultra simple, or doing something that maybe they were scared to do otherwise. And I feel like our teams do a good job of sort of helping our clients just give them confidence about what they're going to do and why it's going to be okay. And that comes from research and experience and design and collaboration and all of those things. And so I'm having a blast doing that stuff. It's been a while to try to build up to that point, and I'm glad that it's there. My conference talk is about collaboration. I find that a lot of designers and developers think that they collaborate, but really we're stuck in this kind of waterfall process. And I think that work is fun when you work with people. I think that's the best part about it, is just having fun with the people that you're working with and learning from them and being able to teach them things and just having a good time. And so part of my message in my talk, and just I guess generally, is how do we get to have more fun by taking the best of what we know and sharing it with everybody else. So I like to share like really actionable tips and tricks that people can take to their jobs. They can start doing this tomorrow or start trying this. I don't mean to preach it as dogma, but for people that are like, well, we're having a tough time doing this, what I hope to share is, well, here's a way that you could try that's different, and maybe this will work for you. Part of the business model of Super Friendly is that I'm the only employee, and I create bespoke teams for clients. What that means is we can't really rely on process that's like, well, let's just do it the way that we did the last project, because the team doesn't know what the last project was like. And so I think the process and the tools are really about asking everyone on the team, how should we do this? That's usually the first step, is what should we do and how should we go about it? And then what naturally follows from there is, well, what tools do we use to accomplish that? And I think every project, one of the things that is my favorite about it is that we do use new tools, because sometimes the thing that we're trying to achieve, we haven't tried to do that before. And it's a little bit of reinventing the wheel, but I think we get some benefit out of that, is every time we are deciding together, this is how we're going to do this one, and these are the tools we're going to use, and these are the processes that we're going to use. And personally, I get a lot of exposure to things that I wouldn't have done on my own, whether that's, we're going to try this one waterfall, we're going to try this one scrumfall, or we're going to try this one, whatever the process is, or we're going to try these new tools, and I find a lot of energy from that. I don't know a ton about progressive web apps, but I do think from what I know about them, I think they're only valuable. I think there are things that sort of are a no-brainer, that like, why not create offline modes for the things that we're doing? Why not cater to experiences that aren't exactly the one that we designed for? I think it helps build empathy and inclusiveness. And so while I don't know a lot about the technical details of how to build progressive web apps and how to design for them, I think its principles are really great, and I wish that more of our work shared that stuff. It's an interesting time for designers, because especially graphic designers and UI designers, we're used to making things that are represented through pixels. Now we have to think about experiences that you can only hear or only see or only touch or only smell, maybe. And I think that still fits in a designer skill set. And so as I think about what we're doing and how we prepare for that, I went to design school, but I don't know how to design a voice interface. I didn't take a class on how to design for voice. Lots of people are teaching about that and writing about that, so I think that's great. I think the skills that prepare us for that kind of world are skills about how to listen to people, skills about how to care about what other people are doing, especially if they're different than we are. I think that we have a somewhat of a myopic tech society right now. I think the more that we care about, well, what happens when people can't see this? Or what happens if somebody has an impairment? And thinking about those kinds of things, I think will make our world better. And I'm excited for how designers can grow if they continue to focus on those things.